smoke when we all celebrate success. So now we
Hey guys, I'm carrying on with the mini projects now. This is the lower strut brace of the vehicle. I did give it a very cursory sort of cleanup last time, but I never really got to finish it. So one of the things that I wanted to do here is clean up these bits of snagged metal here. And I just clean up the welds a little bit, sand it down nice and smooth, clean this up. You know, this was powder coated. I probably should actually powder coat it again. But I'm going to clean up all these little nicks and chips and things. This did come off a Challenge race car, so it has seen quite a lot of action. It was pretty badly powder coated, and I think someone actually sprayed over it after the powder coating was done. That's why we're getting this flaking here. So I'm going to, like I say, clean up all these snags. I've got the files ready. Clean this all up. Give it a wipe down with some methylated spirits or maybe some thinners, and then I'm going to hammerite it, probably a gloss black again. We'll have to see what the finish is like. I do have some other bits and pieces to do, which I'll probably get to later in the week. I want to replace, you know, these nuts and bolts, make sure everything's nice and clean these things up. I've been meaning to do these for months, and I just literally have not had a chance to do it. So we're going to pick the project back up. Sorry I've been gone for about 2 months, but there will be an update. There's a reason for that, and there will be a massive update a little bit later, possibly during the week, if not later today. Alright, without further ado, let's get going. Okay, so this is the finish of the cleanup. You see I took off some of the higher standoff welds here. Now I realize this is all completely unnecessary given where this thing is being mounted, but it's just one of those things that would bug me if I didn't do it now. So I was sanding it with P1200, and that's literally just to take the edge off. Nothing else. I'm not trying to sand this to prep it. I'm going to give it a rub down with some harder sandpaper before I spray it, but this is literally just to get all these standoff welds. I see I missed one. Yes, I'll go back and redo that one. Taking the rough edges off here. And now she's pretty much ready for paint. Like I say, I do need to rough it up a bit more. And then yeah, I should be able to paint this thing, and when the vehicle's back from the panel beater, there's a hint for one of the updates. But when she's back, we can slap this thing straight on. It'll probably be one of the first things that goes on. So I'm going to finish up the prep work and then we'll move on to spraying. Catch up later. Okay, so that's coat one for this side done. You see all the shiny metal edges have now got, I've actually gone over twice on the corners where there were shiny edges. So that's fine. So I'm going to leave this to air dry for a few more minutes. Then I'll flip it over and get the other side done, and then it's actually probably ready to go. I might do a third coat, but I think 2 should be fine for where this is mounting to the vehicle. But let me show you why I mentioned that there was a major update and why we've been gone for 2 months. So basically, after 3.5 years of fighting with the Johannesburg City Council, I finally got my garage plans approved. So the garage won't be this size obviously, but I've fenced this off so that my dogs and my children don't fall into the foundation pits and climb all over the machinery and the bricks and cement and all the other stuff that's going to be in here. But let's have a look. This is where we grew some corn. Grow some corn every year. It's actually not really corn, it's actually African mealies, but we'll not bore you with those details. Alright, so we've already moved about 5 trees and 2 bushes to make space, and yeah, we're going to have a single workshop and then a double garage over here, and then we're actually going up. We're building what could be either 2 studio apartments above, or it could be an office space, but that's a different project entirely. So let's have a look. Basically, we've motorized this gate. So whenever I take Kirschwasser out, I'll come through this gate, take a slow turn, boom, straight into the double garage workshop. Might be for a motorcycle, might be for another project, I haven't decided yet. But yeah, so this has taken all my focus and attention away for about 2 months. That's why we did a May update and then there was nothing. I just disappeared, and I'm sorry for that, but the updates that I did film in May are not worth really using anymore because a lot of the information is outdated because of the delays to get this done. But now that it's done, we're going to carry on clearing up some space here. So you have to move some irrigation. We only found this when we dug it. And then the rocks, guys, this house was built in the 40s. I think 45 or 47, and I don't know if these guys had these massive rocks for a reason, but yeah, every time we dig, say about 10 centimeters in, there's rocks. So we need to get all that cleared. I mean, those don't look so big. I'll show you a pile just now, but I mean, yeah, I mean, all the garden and stuff around the pool and stuff we built with the rocks that were on the property. It's just crazy. So yeah, this should be finished hopefully end of October. And why am I going on about this? Why is this important? Well, anyone who's been watching the videos for a while now has seen that I have no upload schedule. It's completely random. It's as and when I have time. and there's no sort of announcement when it's coming up. There's no fixed timelines or anything. So once we have a garage, I'll be able to set a set schedule. I'm hoping for a once a week update, probably on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday my time. And yeah, like I say, it's going to make things a whole lot easier. I am going to kit the place out with Wi-Fi and fiber, so I'll be able to live stream. I've got a machine already built, a PC. What's this dove doing here? There you go. So yeah, so I'm going to live stream from the garage at some stage when the vehicle's a little bit closer to getting started and working. So that's going to be good things for the channel. And like I say, there is another, potentially 2 different projects planned for the single garage that we're going to build. So yeah, we'll only start those when Kirschwasser is finished, but I might get the vehicle or vehicles while I'm still busy with Kirschwasser. But I'm hoping that things will pick up once I have a space to work, once we're able to actually get something done. So yeah, like I say, I'm hoping for at least once a week update going forward. And big shout out to the 29 subscribers I have so far. Thank you guys, it means a lot. I'm hoping that, you know, we'll grow the channel a little bit more. But yeah, 29 is a good place to be, considering the randomness of my channel updates and the lack of updates in the last 2 months. But yeah, let's hope that things pick up once this garage is built. We'll get things going probably next week. We'll start digging foundations, and I'll keep you guys up to date on the progress of the garage. But it's going to be a lot of sort of spaced out updates, because the first thing we got to do is dig, you know, irrigation, sewerage, trenches. We've got to dig foundation, we've got to pour cement for the foundations. So a lot of the stuff is not going to be too interesting, but we will I will keep you guys up to date. So like I was saying about these rocks, these stones, I mean, all of this we built with the stuff that was in the garden. I mean, it just carries on all over the place. I don't know what purpose they served when this was a farmhouse many years ago, but yeah, all of this rock was already here. We actually built this step up with the rock that was on the property. It's very strange, but anyway, I'm going to finish this up. Looks like the paint is pretty much dry on this end, so I'm going to flip it over. You can see the difference already, nice and shiny. So yeah, let's get the lower strut brace finished and ready for the vehicle, and I'll touch back with you guys upstairs in the workshop once I've done my 2 coats here. So here's the original 1800 carb motor. Thought while I'm in the filming mood, let's get this thing documented. So what are the plans here? Well, first and foremost, I need to strip off, you know, the alternator, water pump, mechanical fuel pump, distributor, oil filter housing and that sort of thing, water flanges. Then, you know, I need to strip the engine down as much as possible. I need to degrease the thing, need to clean it up. I'm going to paint it, the block, with the high heat engine enamel, the same stuff I used on the brakes. So I just shove this in the inlet and outlet for the exhaust and the carb inlets, and that's just to stop stuff falling into it while the motor's in storage. It wasn't really meant to be in storage this long. There were some delays at the panel beater, so the car it's gone back, but it hasn't come back yet. So I haven't bothered even starting with this engine. But yeah, I do need to degrease it. I want to powder coat the tappet cover, clean up a lot of this stuff. I need to get the engine mounts pressed out. The cam belt from being in storage has actually gotten damaged, which is a pity because this was actually a new cam belt. You know, the pulleys and things need a good coat of paint again. So basically I'm just going to dress this motor up, you know, clean up the alternator, replace the voltage regulators and that sort of stuff. Just, you know, give it nice shiny silver paint. Same with the pump. Now, oil filter housing, I want to take off these manufacturing cast lines, just clean this up as well before I paint it. seeing as I'm here, I am fitting a heat exchanger, which will sandwich adapter will sit here, and that's bright silver. It's like an aluminium color, kind of like this when this is cleaned up. So if I don't bright all this stuff up, it's going to look pretty shit on the motor. So I also need to put a sender here for the center console oil pressure gauge, oil temperatures here. So yeah, so this does need to be cleaned up. Same time, all these cap screws I'm going to replace. You know, the locking plate for the Dizzy, clean all that up. This probably needs to be replaced by now. Part of me is saying should can this motor, get a stage 2 2E long block, you know, with a cam and a gas flowed head and port and polish and all the rest of it, and just go fuel injection. But this motor was quite strong in its day. It's never been opened to my knowledge. It's got a Gemtech head, which is quite nice to have. So yeah, I may run this motor for a little while. I'm getting itchy now. I want to drive this vehicle. So as soon as she's back, I want to get the engine in, get it wired up, get the interior done, and get her back on the road, even if it's just for a couple of months till I get the other motor. The gearbox is also here. I need to degrease and clean this up as well. Yeah, this is old, I think a DGG box. So it's got a nice long 5th gear, nice for cruising. I may change it for an FFZ box, which is, you know, shorter gears up front, so it's good for acceleration, but very short legs in the long run. We'll see. This is actually a very good box. I don't need to do too much apart from clean it up. But yeah, there are plans to get this done. I'm busy soaking my old, these are from the rear axle. I'm trying to get the old stone chip off here. So it's just soaking in some 95 octane fuel for a little bit. I'm going to come here and give them a good scrub. I've got a metal brush and a scrubbing brush here. So I'll give these a clean up. I'm not going to paint them or anything. I'm just going to clean them up. Make sure they're nice and clean. When the car comes back, slap those back on the axle. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Let's go see how far we are with that lower strut brace. So here's the finished product, guys. I went ahead and did 4 coats on this guy. Probably would have been better if I sent it away for powder coating, but I mean, she didn't turn out too badly. The reason I did 4 coats is just to have that peace of mind. I was using pretty cheap spray paint, but it actually does cover very well. Yeah, sandblasting and powder coating would have got rid of some of these finer scratches, but really no one's going to see this. Once she's mounted to the lower control arm towers, no one's going to even know it's there. Engine will sit just above it, and she'll be tucked under there nicely. Just help with my cornering in the vehicle, keep the nose and the suspension geometry correctly aligned. And that's that. So I can package this up, wrap her up in some bubble wrap and put her away for when the car's back from the panel beater. Next up, these guys. I actually have no clue where I'm going to start with these. If I need to sand these guys down or take a wire wheel, we'll see what I do. I am going to go to my nut and bolt place and get new bolts here. These things are, I mean, they're probably fine. They've been on the strut brace for years. But I'll just get some nice new ones, just for that peace of mind. Nice new lock nuts as well. Crikey Moses. Right guys, well that's it for now. This will probably happen during the week, along with a few other things, but there'll be a video probably coming out next weekend for that, and yeah, we'll touch base later. Cheers for now. Hi guys, thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more and be kept up to date, please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to my channel. With your help, we can get this project complete and move on to the next one. Bye for now.